rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come in straight.
What it is, it's your boys Deuce, Teddy, and Laquel reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
Another day, another day. Top of the key family.
Hey.
How y'all been, man?
Good.
Yes,
Getting
sir.
closer to the Super Bowl. You know, we get closer to the Super Bowl. We get closer to the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Trade deadline. End of the season. So, you know, I'm good. Kosher.
Yeah, a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about our boy, Kevin Durant. Down goes Frazier.
Nah, so look, before we get off into that, New Year's. Keep moving and grooving with these New Year's resolutions. So each of us got to pick a team we ain't picked before. And we're going to talk about it. So real quick, and then we can get into that KD drama. So you want to start?
New Year's resolution. What team would I say? The Nets. Why not? Let's talk about the Nets. I want Ben Simmons to give me that 10-10-10 that we've been talking about. We've been talking about, you know, since now we know that KD gonna be out for a little while. I want to see what Ben Simmons gonna do. What him and Kyrie gonna do together.
Okay.
So my New Year's resolution is for Ben Simmons to live up to the man that Quail say he is.
Ben 10. All right. What you got, Quail?
My New Year's resolution is for the Nets as well.
Now you gotta pick another team, sucker.
Why? I didn't pick them before.
No, we all picking 3 different teams.
I want to hear what you got to say. Before?
Nah, just 3 different teams. We're gonna go through all the teams in the NBA when it's said and done.
The Pacers.
Okay.
What you say? Keep giving the ball to Halliburton and Mathurin. Like, simple. Very simple. Get the ball to the most talented. Keep the ball in Halliburton's hand. He's the most talented person on the floor.
All right.
Give the ball to your most talented player. And he's your point guard. So decision making and his scoring is good. I'm gonna go
with the Wizards. Get Bradley Beal back to where he playing good ball.
Gotta be healthy to do that.
I mean, he been playing. I don't know where he at. That boy been ending the game with 8 points and 13 points.
He got injured. He came back in the game the other day and then was out. Got injured in the middle of the game.
But if you go look at what he averaging for the season, he done played a lot of games this season. And I don't even think he averaging 18.
It's got to be a mental thing.
Yeah, I don't.
No, Bradley Beal just been hurt.
Right, but kind of like with the Ben Simmons.
Bradley Beal has been in and out the lineup this year. Like, he literally.
How many games he played?
Games. I'm looking at it now.
How many games he played?
All I'm saying is he might be going through certain situations. Like,
I think he regrets staying on that damn team. That's
he don't regret them checks. He knew what he was getting himself into.
I mean, but you think he had a chance to go play with his St. Louis, his native brother, Jayson Tatum, and he passed on that.
He missed 17 games this year. He played 24
How many has
games.
He played? 24. So in those 24 games.
They didn't play. They 17 and 24. His team is 17 and 24. He missed 17 games already. And in the game, some of the games that they say he's played in, he's got hurt in 2 games. The game the other day and the game the day before he got hurt, that 7 stretch.
He started the season healthy, didn't he?
I don't know. No, he came. He wasn't even playing in the beginning of the season. He missed like 2 or 3 games to start the season. He came back in, then got hurt in the game. Then
I feel like he do this every year though. Like he don't really have too many. Like he be in and out, but still, you still haven't seen Bradley Beal So whatever it is, bro. Like I said, whatever it
He
is.
had 8, and then he missed 4 games. And the games before that, 19, 24, 30, 27. And then the last 2 games he missed again.
Man. All right, bet. Break. Now, what you talking about, Ted? You say you want to get in this KD talk.
Mm-hmm.
Got quit looking at
That's
you all crazy. You brought up Ben 10. You know you can't talk about Ben 10.
They gonna need him now.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a right leg injury this time, MCL in the right knee. Gonna be out for about a month.
And it's crazy because it kind of happened like when he went out. I forget because he be injured all the time. Remember, he was down in the paint and there was a collision. I think Giannis was involved, and then one of his teammates fell on his leg. Y'all remember that? When a dude fell on KD's leg? That's pretty much what happened this time, too.
With Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah, against the Heat. There was a collision and dude fell on his leg. So, yeah. So about a month. But they said 2 weeks they're going to reevaluate. I don't think he's going to be back in 2 weeks. They just going to assess him in 2 weeks. So I said about a month he'll be out.
That's going to put him right at the All-Star breakish.
Mm-hmm. Right after All-Star break, potentially. Right there before, during.
This would be good. Those would be good for the Nets.
Potentially.
Those are good for the Nets because you got Kyrie Irving. You got the rest of your team is healthy. You've been playing as a team with KD. Yeah, you're losing 27 points, but you got another person that can go get you 27, 30 points, 40 points any given night. You still have defenders all around. You still got the rest of your team there. If the rest of the players that's on your squad can absorb 17 shots, they should be able to absorb 17 shots at this point in the season.
So if
it was the beginning of the season, they should. You talk about for what, maybe a month, they should be able to. And even if they don't, they're far enough. They're 10, 11 games ahead of 500 enough to where even they're not going to lose 10 games in a row, 11 games in a row and be 500. So if they go 10-5 in a month, 7-8 in a month, 8-8 in a month, they still above 500. They're exactly where they are now. So they're still 3, 4, 5 in the East. They're fine when KD come back. But when KD come back, you have a bunch of players that's been taking more shots in game that KD hasn't been playing. You got players that been playing like when Steph go out, and you got the rest of your team playing and more reps and more playing and more playing time. So you got a playoff team that's sitting at the top of the East that's now getting the rest of their team together because they'll be fine. I feel like they'll be fine as long as nobody else go out.
That's on the positive side.
What you think, Ted?
It's different. Like when Chris Middleton go out and you only got Giannis. Giannis is not really. He scores the ball, but he doesn't really create his. He scores the ball at the rim.
Whoa.
He scores the ball at the rim.
Yeah, be careful what you say about Giannis now, because he carries weight. He carries
rebounds
weight.
The ball. He's 7 foot tall. He should every 7-footer should grab 10 rebounds.
He carried the weight.
Part of the reason
they win without Middleton.
Exactly. They win without Middleton because he has to do so much. But when I'm gonna take the role players, the rest of the scorers on the Nets should be able to get it done. Way better than the rest of the scorers.
They are better than the Bucks. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. So when I have another person that can still go, you're still gonna have a 30 piece. You should still have a Kyrie Irving, and the rest of your Steph Currys and Joel Harris's and the rest of your NBA players should be able to pick up the slack. They should absorb those 17 to 20 shots just fine. You got shooters that should be able to. You're not just. That's why you said Ben Simmons. Why wouldn't Joe Harris take 3 shots more?
Why
wouldn't TJ Warren take 4 more shots? Why wouldn't Kyrie Irving take 3 more shots? Why wouldn't Steph Curry take 3 more shots?
So look,
or Royce O'Neal.
Let brother Ted say his piece before the voice of reason and speak. Don't do your thing, brother Ted.
I think it's gonna be bad for the Nets because I think people are gonna put their foot on the gas when it comes to the Nets. If you got
talking about opponents, the Nets,
opponents. Everybody is going to put their foot on the gas, especially on the East Conference. You got KD, MVP candidate, going out. Why not play your best players and beat these boys? Get up there on a higher standings, knock the Nets down. So by the time KD do come back, like you said, they're not going to be in the second position like they is. They might be knocked down to the fourth, fifth, or sixth seed. If I was coaches in the East, I'd be like, yeah, we got to take the Nets out. We got to win. We're not resting no players because KD not playing. We're going to beat them boys. We're going to beat them down bad, knock them down. So when KD do come, he got to climb a hill. He got
14 games above 500.
Yeah,
He'll
he
be
got.
fine.
It's not like they not. It's not like they not. It's not like they not
going
to make the playoffs.
They still got to play the Pelicans.
Why
they
not?
Still got to play bad teams too. Like they not just going to. And you've seen the way the Nets roster. You see, we looked at their schedule last like two games ago. I think Kyrie and the rest of these healthy Nets that's been playing good basketball as a team. It hasn't just been KD going and scoring 40 every night, and they just been winning. KD's only averaging 26.
But they lost to what they lose to the Bulls.
So what I'm saying, it's not like KD. It's not like KD has to put up Luka numbers in order for them to win.
What I'm saying is KD did put up 44 and they lost. It's not like they're invincible.
And in the games that they've been winning, he's only been putting up 27, 26. Kyrie's also they've been playing team ball. What I'm saying is he don't have to, even though he's in a playoff conversation because he's playing good ball on a good team. Not because his numbers are astronomical and he has to carry his team. His team's a good team. He don't have to carry a team 40 points, 20 rebounds like Giannis, another 7 assists, 3, 4, 5 nights in a row just to get a 2-point win. No, it's not that. He don't got to do that to win games.
All right. The voice of reason. So Teddy's saying other teams are going to take a win. Like, we got a capitalized approach. I agree, as they should. You pass like you around mid-season, maybe past mid-season, entering All-Star break, got KD out, capitalized. Quail saying he got enough on that roster. I agree with both. They do. You got to mark one of the Morris twins. Okay, he come in and consume KD minutes. He can play that role at the 4. Spread the floor. They both would be way beyond capable of hitting that shot and giving you valuable minutes. Is he going to be KD? No, but I've seen them play some of the best ball they played in their career within the past few seasons, the Morris twins. You got TJ Warren potentially trying to come back, give you bubble TJ Warren. You got Seth Curry who can become a candle on any night, be lit. You know, you got some, that advanced production or improving production in Claxton, which he gonna potentially have more minutes if other people not coming through. So they have options. Joel Harris, they're gonna lean on him more, get more shots. They have options. What is it gonna look like? We don't fucking know what it's gonna look like. But what I expect is teams to come and try to capitalize. And even in those games where they're winning, some of those games are nail biters coming down to Kyrie hitting the game-winning shot on multiple occasions, coming down to KD hitting the game-winning shot. Somebody else, they getting the game-winning stop. So it ain't even like they beating them. So I could see them losing more games. So how they've been streaking, winning, I could see a potential losing streak if they don't fire off. But give it a few games, potentially, if they find it. If people step up, Ben 10, we're going to have to see. You're going to have to be Ben 10. If that doesn't happen, if people don't show up, then most definitely they're going to have streaks. They're going to have losing streaks. So I think both of y'all, you got one on one end, one on the other end. I think y'all both right, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? People going to absorb it. But just because you absorb the shots don't mean you're going to make the shots. So TJ Warren bouncing back off injury, Ben 10, he deal with his mental problems, bouncing back off injury. Joe Harris bouncing back off injury. Seth Curry bouncing back off injury. So you got a lot of those players who coming back off injury. So you don't really know. You haven't seen consistency out of them. You've seen a 20-point game out of Seth Curry. He disappeared, became Casper. Then you've seen another recent 20-point game. So I think, this is prime time. But as Quail said, it's not like they're going to fall all the way to the bottom of the barrel. The only issue is, how long will he be out? Right now, we don't know. Now, if it could be one of those situations where like Seth Curry was out, he was rested for the finals. But Seth Curry is something else. Seth Curry is something else. When you haven't succeeded since Seth Curry, I mean, Steph Curry. My bad. I keep saying Seth. Since Steph Curry, when you haven't succeeded since Steph Curry, and you go down with an injury, it could do something to your mental. So it all depends on how KD handles being out, how the Nets handle, him being out. Because if he's out for an extended period of time, he could potentially come back and they lost their mojo. So, I mean, that's what it is. But I think y'all both got valid points. So we just got to put it in the scope.
Just look at the Warriors. I'm a Warriors fan, so I just look at stuff going down in Poole and the rest of the team playing good balls. Klay Thompson finding his rhythm finally and consistently finding his rhythm, and how good that's going to be for the team when everyone comes back. We still got, I look at Jordan Poole, but I heard that. But I look at Jordan Poole and I look at Kyrie Irving, and I'm like, okay, I see if we keep if we cook good team ball around this. But we just know that their system has been their system.
The Warriors have a system that
but
works.
We just know their system because their system is 5 years.
The Nets have new coach has come to the Nets.
Their system has worked.
I got individual talent that y'all putting together. They don't have no system that works.
But
they don't play
worked. Since this new coach has come there, and since they've gotten healthy,
you can't go off of just a quarter of or a half of a quarter of a season, a fraction of a season, and saying that it's worked.
What hasn't worked for them, and what
saying is what the Warriors has done is changed the whole style of basketball. Teams, you don't have to have a 7-footer, and you can win championships year after year after year. That's what y'all
plays
did.
That way now, though.
But that's what I'm saying, because of the Warriors. Because of the Warriors.
But what I'm saying is, with the Warriors even going into that, the reason the Warriors also win is not just because of their system. It's the pieces you have in the system. It's the veterans you had in the system.
To the Nets.
The
and
reason
you can't compare Steph Curry to Kevin Durant, because that's a whole total different.
I can put 30 points. I can put 30 points to 30 points. I can put last second shots to last second shots.
You can put a quitter. You can put a quitter and join a team that beat them.
Hey, speaking of the Warriors, take us to the
Nets. Don't compare them to. Don't diss. And I'm not even a Warriors fan.
It's never a disrespect. It's never a disrespect if we put them on the court together and they're both can go get you the same stats every night. It's not a disrespect. It's not a basketball disrespect. We're talking about accolades. You got to remember Steph won his first MVP averaging 23 points. Let's not forget what the NBA has done. Steph won his MVP averaging 23 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and he just had the hottest team. He wasn't even the number 1 team. So let's not, his unanimous MVP, he averaged 30, but there were people playing better basketball than Steph Curry. They weren't playing better basketball than the Warriors. It's a big difference at that time.
Exactly. So why are you comparing the Warriors to the Nets?
Because even that would have been a back-to-back MVP year for the person who was averaging 30, which was Kevin Durant, who won it the year before. That would have been in that back-to-back. So I'm just comparing players.
What that got to do with now, though?
I mean, KD don't have that.
Players and systems. They were on the same team. We can go.
It's not a system, though, is what I'm saying.
It is a system. KD was in that same system. That's great, and he won.
And the Warriors system. And the Warriors system.
You're right.
What I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So
all I'm saying is the Warriors have a system.
So it's good for the Nets.
It's easier to take Steph Curry out.
Execute.
It's easier to take Steph Curry out. You need the players. Win. The Nets
you need the players. You can't just plug a person in their Jordan Poole. You need the players. You can't just plug a person in and he's Jordan Poole. You can't just plug a person in and he's Klay Thompson. So just because you have a system, we take players out of the system and we lose every home game in the beginning of the season.
So you saying
you still need the players.
So what it sounds like you saying.
So look,
Jordan Poole would have been
look. Exactly. Jordan Poole gonna be Jordan Poole no matter where he goes. Kyrie gonna be Kyrie.
KD
gonna be KD.
You can't compare Kyrie.
But we're gonna have to progress. Since y'all talking about the Warriors,
that's what I was doing. When KD leaves and when Steph leaves, there's a Jordan Poole still left there, and there's a Kyrie still left.
Because of what he came up, we won't know. We won't know unless you take Jordan Poole out of that.
No, when you take Steph out of that,
let's talk about the oldest Warrior
the team is left with Jordan Poole and Kyrie.
That's what we can do.
What I'm saying is you won't know what Jordan Poole is until you take him out of the Warriors organization. But let's go.
Since y'all talking about the Warriors, let's talk about the return, the season debut of the oldest Warrior there is, Andre Iguodala. So looking at his season debut, were you delighted to see him, or were you more like he should have stayed at home?
What he do?
I mean, I didn't see the game, I didn't see the game, so I don't know how
12
his
minutes,
12
2
minutes.
rebounds, 1 assist.
I mean, going off a stat sheet, it looks terrible, but I don't know
Why
how
his stats
contributed.
ain't Jordan Poole's? He in the same system.
First of all,
You gotta have the players. It ain't just a system.
How you gonna compare a 50-year-old veteran to an 18-year-old?
Because Udonis Haslem played the same amount of minutes earlier this year.
So
he the oldest player in the NBA, not just the oldest player on the Warriors.
So what you think? Should he stay at home? Or should he,
it depends. Like, I don't know how y'all do y'all organization, how y'all do it, but he must be valuable to take up a roster spot. So he must be doing something that's way more important than what he can do on the court.
Knew they should have never traded him. It's more like an IOU. They knew they should have never traded him. They was valuing money. They were chasing KD, who had no desire to stand. Because they like I read the reports. I think in the playoffs, like they had the discussion. Maybe at the end of the season, they had a discussion where they knew that they had to get rid of Andre Iguodala. So, and they knew they shouldn't have got rid of him. So I think
he get more than the veterans minimum, or does he get the veterans minimum? You don't know.
I really don't know what that man gets, to be honest.
It don't really matter what he made. He made his money already.
Yeah. So
like at a certain point in your career, you done got 2, 3, 4. You on your 4th, 5th contract.
You already got every
I mean, he doing it.
He
doing it for the. You got to be thinking he doing it for the money.
I mean, he had one said
for the money,
but he had one said he'll do whatever it takes to continue Steph Curry's greatness.
It ain't even about the money. Like the money, what he made his money. The Sixers paid him. Yeah. We paid him when he first got here. The Sixers gave him his biggest contract. The Nuggets paid everybody. Everywhere he went, he got paid.
So I think honestly he should have stayed home.
It's guaranteed money in NBA.
You played 12 minutes and you ain't do nothing. You should have stayed home, bro. Just suit up and be that Udonis Haslem, that on coach. I mean, on the bench. Yeah, like you got to do something. Give me some assists. Give me some rebounds. Like
he got 2 rebounds. He got 2 rebounds.
I need
assist.
Some is 4.
12 minutes, man.
Yeah.
You heard what the dude said to Dwight Howard, and he explained it. Dwight, he said, if I get 10 minutes in the game, I'm supposed to give you 10 rebounds. He said, yeah, you played 10 minutes, give me 10 rebounds. He said, okay. So I got 2 minutes at the end of this quarter. I got 2 minutes at the end of this quarter. I got 2 minutes at the end of this quarter. I got 4 minutes at the end of this quarter. How many rebounds was I supposed to get? 10? 15? Don't hate on Icky. He might be a bucket walking around. He ain't get to touch the ball.
What I'm saying is looking at the production we getting from Anthony Lamb, Jonathan Kuminga.
They playing.
Right. Who you not taking none of their minutes playing like that. No.
Lamb went off the other night.
Yeah, and we lost. So you got the reins now.
Yeah, me. That was the first. All right, man. Let's jaffle that. We're talking about our Mavs.
Don't do that.
They ours. We are family. How they decided to waive Kemba Walker.
I think that's crazy.
I think so personally too.
Because the last game y'all lost, Luka didn't play, and going against a defensive team like the Thunder, I feel like y'all could have used Kemba. Don't mean y'all would have won, but the one game where Luka didn't play and y'all used Kemba, he went off for 30. So I feel like y'all could have used Kemba that night, and y'all only traded him to avoid paying him that money.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there's 2 things that I think. I'm like, okay, it gotta be something in the kitchen cooking that I don't know that might come up. I'm being optimistic. We don't pay him because we're gonna take this money and we're gonna get a piece, a solid piece that can help us in our playoff run.
I agree with Quail.
Being optimistic.
I agree with Quail.
I know that you would like to think that, but
I do.
All the players that don't want to play with Luka being happy that he got a B+ player that likes the fact that he's a terrible teammate. The NBA being young and valuing youth over experience. you 17 and you made it to the NBA, we take you over the person that's 27 and is a 27-point scorer a night. We're gonna take the 17-year-old that can go get a 16 right now because he can turn into that. So that Kemba old, Kemba little, we don't want to pay him. We got Dinwiddie, we got Harder, we got other guards that's younger than him that's can shoot the ball, and he's a ball dominant guard too.
Yeah, that's why I said in the beginning, it's too many. He presented too many liabilities. When you think defense, when you're trying to guard teams, you got to have somebody out there that could help, cover up Luka's defense, the lack of defense, or to get in the game and not be another hole in their defense. You got to have somebody else on that team. So if you think about everybody else on that team, everyone's capable of playing defense. So even if you take Luka out and put Spencer Dinwiddie in, he's capable of playing defense. But with Kemba, all your defensive players probably trying to get some rest because they're constantly being rotated. So you're going to end up having a hole putting Kemba in. But we all cover down for Luka. So we got to cover down for Kemba too.
Yeah. Hold up, man. Typically speaking, yes. But this year,
Luka is not
decent.
No damn defender. Shut up.
He's not a defender, but he's been decent.
Quill, how he play defense? Right. Bro, Luka has people defending that forces them into making bad plays, and Luka's there to capitalize.
He's
not a defender.
Okay. He's okay this year. Not as bad as
if you look at his numbers.
He's okay this
But
year.
ain't nobody leaving the game saying Luka lock me down.
Nah, he's not a lockdown. He's
They
not a
probably
defender.
They probably say
he's not a
right.
defender,
That's what I'm saying. He's not a defender. So you got to put defenders around him.
He's not just like standing there looking like, huh?
He's not a cone. We're not calling him a cone. We're saying he is not a defender.
He's been playing the best defense of his entire life.
That doesn't say much. If on a scale of 0 to 100, if the best you played is a 3, and now you playing a 6, that's your best defense you ever played in your damn career.
3 and 6 out of 100.
What
he is 70? I give him a 70.
No. I'm giving you an example. If the best defense you've ever played is a 3, hold on, is a 3, and now you're playing a 7 on defense. Yes, it's better defense, but a 7 out of 100 still ain't shit. So I'm getting you to understand his defense still ain't shit.
He is 78 overall on defense. It's his best defense.
But it's when
you a 678, you hit the 3.
It's incredibly like it's leapfrogs better.
From his 68 overall, he came in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's noticeably on all levels. Like, he actually playing
his own ball defense up.
So
his own ball defense better.
Hustling more, getting in the mix more.
You got Kemba not on the team. JT tweets something. I didn't really get to see it. I tried to look for it. But something that's kind of teasing the Celtics going after Kemba or potentially signing Kemba or whatever the contract looks like. Would you be excited to see that reunion? Do you think that reunion makes sense? Is something they should do? Is that something they should just,
Got plenty of guards.
This ain't like the other years when they ain't had guards. They got plenty of guards. Malcolm Brogdon.
What's his name? Pritchard or whatever? White boy.
Pritchard, but he losing his spot.
Yeah, I'll take Pritchard off. I just looking like who would you take off? Take Pritchard off.
For Kemba? But you already you already had Kemba and it ain't work.
Kemba as a starting point guard we had. Yeah, it didn't work. But we still was a
playoff team.
Bench? We still was a playoff team with Kemba.
But are you gonna put him on the bench?
Hell yeah.
So now, if you see, they campaigning, JT campaigning for Robert Williams to come back into the starting lineup.
Yeah.
So that's going to knock somebody on the bench. So now, once again, Marcus Smart potentially be the one coming off the bench because JB ain't coming off the bench. JT ain't coming off the bench. Horford ain't coming off the bench. So it's going to have to be Marcus Smart that comes off the bench. If they put Robert Williams in the starting lineup.
Put Derek White ass back in the bench. What the fuck? Why put Derek White back? You ain't nobody. Put him back on the bench. He just got hurt. Marcus Smart been here 6-7 years. Nigga, you got her last year, middle of the season. You better sit, chill,
Put his ass on the bench.
Down.
Tell him. All right. So look.
Wasn't he on the bench in the playoffs?
He came off the bench. He just started this year. Like, man, you better sit, chill.
So get us into this debate segment. Who did it best? Who did it best?
Got a lot of monumental games this year. It ain't even halftime all-star play.
So y'all know the numbers been going crazy. It's evident we had a segment called Crazy Numbers, buckets. We've been having these segments that are just incidental, all driven because of the balling, the level of balling they've been doing. So you got Zubac's game when he had, his 31 and 29. You got Nikola Jokic game against the Hornets when he had the 40 and 27. You got Luka's crazy triple-double with the 60 and 21 versus the Knicks. You got LeBron James with the 47 and 10 versus the Hawks. Donovan Mitchell with the 71 and 11 assists versus the Bulls in that comeback win. Joel Embiid with the 59 and 11 versus the Jazz. And Giannis with the 43 and 20 versus the Timberwolves. So, of course, they had more stats in those stat lines. I just gave you the synopsis so you can understand which games we're talking about. So who do you say? We're going to start with you, Quill. We never start with the middle. So I don't want you to feel left out. Who would you say did it best with those amazing numbers?
I'm going to go Donovan.
Donovan Mitchell. Break it to me.
Second all time in total points generated by a player. Only player to generate more points was Wilt's 100 points and his 2 assists.
Hold on, wouldn't it be third all time?
No, second points generated by a player overall. No, 100 points plus 2 assists. He generated 104 points.
Oh, you talking about the points he's responsible for as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
71 plus 11. He generated 99. He was responsible for 99 points.
So what was Kobe when he had his 81?
Kobe only had like 4 or 5 assists.
Okay, keep going. You got it.
But him having the second most points generated by a single player and still having 8 rebounds in that game, I'm gonna give it to him for these right here.
Okay.
And him being down by 20 in that game.
Okay. What you got, Ted? Ted Meister.
I already know Mr. Historic 60, 21, and 10. I mean, I'm going to take off none of these games is detrimental at this point in the season. So I'm going to say, he had to have his win. But coming back and the way that he came back against the Knicks to force that overtime, to get that crazy triple-double like that. Now, I'm not going to take away from the Cavs, and they had to come back, but he had a miracle to come back. Like, if he never would have got that tip back, none of this stuff never would have happened, and you had to take him off. So for him to be that lucky, because that's all luck, to be at the right place at the right time for that putback to get there, it was bound to happen. Like, the basketball guys wanted this to happen. So what Luka did that night, that week in general in basketball for him, yeah, definitely the best game of the year so far. 60, 21, and 10. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kobe had 81 points and 2 assists.
Okay.
Just like Wilt, 2 assists.
So I'm looking at it. It's hard because, other than, LeBron James, Zubac had that one game, and then LeBron James, he has great games, but that was an amazing game with that 47 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Win against the Hawks. I think it was a comeback win too, not like the big comebacks with Luka, 2 important shots to force the overtime or the down 20 to come back and propel your team to that win, what Donovan Mitchell did. I don't know, it's hard because Luka been balling all month. Giannis been balling all month. Giannis, the third player in all of the NBA history to give you back-to-back 40 and 20 games. And you look, he gave you 50 and 10 and turn around and gave you another 30 and 20. You look at all the numbers that Luka putting up, across 5 games, put up over 100 this and 200 that. I mean, just crazy. So it's hard for me to pick. I'm looking at these numbers you got 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal with a comeback win versus the Knicks. and you got 71 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 block with a comeback win versus the Bulls. But then I'm also looking at Joel Embiid, who had a near quadruple double, 59 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 blocks, and a steal with a win versus the Jazz. Who can I get his game to? But then you got Giannis with 43-25 with 2 and 1. Who can I get his to? I don't know. Factoring in the talent of the team they going against. I think you got the Pacers who took the L, the Hornets, the Knicks, the Hawks, the Bulls, the Jazz, and the Timberwolves. I think the Bulls are the better team on paper out of all them teams that took the L.
Technically, the Timberwolves have a better record than the Bulls.
No. What I mean, like if you look at the players, the Bulls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They remember they're underperforming.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But I want to give it to Joel. I want to give it to Giannis, but y'all making it hard with y'all picks, and I think I'm gonna have to break the tie and give it to Donovan because he down 20. Those shots Luka put up are amazing. I was watching that game. It's ridiculous. The Knicks should have did better. But 71 points, he had 8 rebounds, and he only like 6 foot. 8 rebounds, 11 assists, and he ain't a playmaker. So to put up that near triple double and a comeback win when you actually had to do that for your team to win.
I mean, Luka did too, though. I'm talking about just in that argument. You can't say that he had to do that to win. Luka had to do that too for him to win. He had to do that to force it into overtime.
What I'm gonna do?
But I'm not mad though. I'm gonna
do? I think we gotta take. Hey, we apologize. We've been hibernating through the winter on our TikTok. I think we gotta take this to a TikTok. I think our fans gotta break the tie on this one because I'm gonna play the fence. I'm gonna give both of them because you're right. They both had to do it for the victory, and it's crazy. So we gotta take it to the TikTok.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give something away. I need some feedback. Maybe I can give away.
We got to take it to the TikTok.
Yeah. Somebody tell us which I think had the better game. Donovan Mitchell, 71, 11 assists and 8 rebounds, second most contribute points, something like that, Quill. And Luka's historic 60 point.
The first ever done.
Rebound, 10 assists. Now, I wonder how much he was responsible for. Got to look up some ESPN stat.
I mean, if you look at it, he had 61 points, right? 60 points, 10 assists. So you can say them 10 assists at a minimum another 20 points. That's around 80. And then probably got some threes between.
It'll still be 30. It'll still be 90 points.
Yeah, so between
it's still less than what he did, but them 20 rebounds for a man that's not even a go-getter rebounder. He just be at the right place at the right time.
He's a go-getter with rebounds, but yeah, he ain't no 20 rebounder. He's not a 20 rebounder.
For him to get 21 of them things,
he probably was telling them move. Move.
Really what it is the ball just falling in his hands. Like that day, whatever he wanted to do with the ball, he
know why? Because he ain't guard nobody. So he just
they scoring comes from Joe. They scoring come from a small point guard, Jalen Brunson, who he not guarding, Tim Hardaway and Spencer Dinwiddie running around.
Hey, we ain't got no time.
And they scoring come from Julius Randle.
I gave you yours with Donovan
Mitchell. That boy chilling.
So look,
Not
that's all y'all get. Hope y'all enjoy what we presented with the facts, opinions, and BS from your boys Deuce, Teddy,
today.
and Quail.
We ain't never had this. Me and him been bumping heads.
It's been real. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.
Hope you patch shit up with God, cause we gon' bless you. Let it burn, you gon' get it back. These just my confession. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no shit and duck. Keep one in the tuck. Wife be mad, but bet she